Hello, and welcome back to Play of the Game, the Magic the Gathering limited gameplay podcast where we actually play the games. Despite our brief detour last week, we don't know what that was. That was some parallel universe version of us that took over the airwaves for a little bit. But don't worry about that. We're back to good old Magic. So yeah, I'm Ryan.
My disappointment, of course.
And the person whose disappointment it just was
Jason, hello. I do enjoy Magic.
Jason Yee, I do enjoy Magic. Headline. Slay the Spire is a very, very good game. I've been enjoying it a lot too. I probably do enjoy Magic overall better though, and we are going to be back to that content today. So, despite promising that we're going to be doing content mostly about the Magic we're actually playing, and despite me not actually playing very much Ninja Turtles Limited, I did play the qualifier weekend last weekend because, you know, it's high stakes. I like high stakes sealed, and yeah, it's just kind of fun to open some sealed pools. So we have a spot from the qualifier play-in. So this is the best of 3 play-in that you do on Friday to try to... It's your last chance, basically, to get to the qualifier weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, just as a reminder for everyone, should do this spiel at the beginning. This is a video podcast in the sense that we have it available on YouTube and Spotify in video form. But if you're an audio-only listener, we definitely highly recommend you going to the link that we put in the description and looking at the spot that we're going to be talking about for the episode. And the entire episode will just be us breaking down this one spot. So go to that link, download, kind of mentally screenshot what's happening, and then that will be what we're talking about for the majority, if not the entire episode. So Jason, do you want to break down this spot for us?
Yeah, so this is very much like deep into the mid game. This turn 6, we have both players have 4 creatures in play and 2 to 3 cards in hand. We are a black-white deck against our opponent's blue-red deck. They also have a non-basic land in play, a Turtle Lair, but we haven't seen any non-blue or red cards from them yet. So yeah, we're at 13, they're at 11, so both about halfway dead. Again, this is one of those mid-game, board stally, but pretty tense spots is how I describe it. We have 5 lands in play, 3 plains and 2 swamps. We haven't played our land drop, but we don't have one and have no way of getting one as far as I can tell. So yeah, we're just working with 5 mana this turn. On board, we have our mythic uncommon, best card in our deck, Mighty Mutanimals. That's the 4 mana 2/1 that makes a 2/2 when it enters, and whenever another creature enters, you get to put a counter on something. We have Splinter Hamato Yoshi. That's the 2 mana 1/3 menace that gives your other ninjas +1/+1. Unfortunately, we don't currently have any ninjas on board, though we have a ninja in hand and some ways to make ninjas, which I'll get to. It also has Sneak, but that's not relevant right now. Right now, 2 mana 1/3 menace is the main text. We have Tunnel Rats. That's the 2 mana 2/2 that can be returned from your graveyard to the battlefield for 5 mana. Currently on the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter, so it's a 3/3. And then we have another 3/3, which is the mutant token that the Mighty Mutanimals made that has a counter on it as well. Our opponent's side of the board, they're mostly tapped out. They have 6 lands in play, 2 islands, 3 mountains, and a Turtle Lair, which taps for mana for ninjas and turtles and can give ninjas or turtles unblockable. They do have a couple of those, or I guess maybe only one of those that can attack. But anyways, most of their mana is tapped. They have 1 mountain untapped. I don't think there are very many things they can cast for a single red, though I'm not...
Beats me. I don't know the format.
Anyways, they have a Raphael Toph Turtle in play. That's the 2 mana 1/3 that whenever another creature enters, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. And the bigger version of that, Slash Reptile Rampager, the 5 mana 7/5, which does the same except 2 damage to each opponent instead of 1 damage. Also, when it attacks, it makes a 2/2, but thankfully we have previously put an Uneasy Alliance on it. That's the pacifism that you can pay 5 to exile the creature and make a 1/1. Um, so the 7/5 here cannot attack or block, but it still has its ability active, which means that whenever they play a creature, we will take 2 or 3 in this case because they also have the Raphael. Last turn, they also committed to the board a Baxter Stockman, the 5 mana 3/3 that enters with the 1/1, which of course they also have the 1/1 artifact robot token. Um, uh, and it also has, at the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact creature you control gets +2/+7, gains first strike and vigilance until end of turn. So next turn, if both Baxter and the 1/1 are alive, they can swing with a 4/1 first strike and vigilance, which is like pretty annoying to block, especially with our hand.
It's funny how easy it is to see how we got to 13 from this board state. 7/5 deals us 1. These 2 creatures with the same spell deal us 6.
Yes, they haven't attacked us. They've just pinged us a bunch of times. So yeah, that's why we're at 13. You know, our life total is decently under threat, actually. Like
3 damage every creature is a lot of damage.
Yeah. They have 2 cards in hand. Again, we don't think there's anything for single. Okay, we should maybe check this.
So the one thing I could think of if we leave this 7/5 and this 1/3 on board is they could play the rare 2/1 artifact Mouser creature that makes a 1/1 token whenever you cast an artifact spell. So they could play like that into artifact creature spell into like creature spell, and that would be 4 bodies hitting the battlefield, which would kill us or come very close to killing us, something like that.
Yeah, theoretically they could kill us.
It would put us to 1
if they untap, but like
it's unlikely. Yeah.
Obviously they can also attack, but like, you know, our blocks are pretty good except for on the 4/1.
Yeah.
So like, you know, getting rid of Baxter might be nice in some way. That's I think pretty hard here. Anyways, we should talk about hands. So they have 2 cards in hand. They have 1 mana up. I've checked now. There are no 1 mana red instants. So just 2 cards in hand. We don't know where they are. And we have 3 cards in hand. We have Shredder Unrelenting. That's the 5 mana 6/4 Death Touch with Sneak 4/4. Also, when it enters or attacks, it gives something Death Touch. So theoretically, we could play that pre-combat to give something Death Touch. If something goes unblocked, we could sneak it in. I don't know how likely it is for something to go unblocked on this board, but that's something we could do theoretically. We also have a second copy of Uneasy Alliance, the Pacifism, and we have the 5 mana removal spell, Grounded for Life. It kills anything instant speed for 5 mana, or if it's tapped, it only costs 2 mana. Unfortunately, none of their creatures are tapped.
And looking somewhat unlikely to be tapped in the future. Like, yes, they might have an attack next turn, but our combat is going to mainly determine that. So we have at least the first ability to kind of force attacks and trades.
Yeah. Oh, and just because, you know, this set is a little hard to parse sometimes if you don't know what's going on in the set, which many people may not. The Turtle Lair land, which gives which our opponent has in play, which gives ninjas and turtles unblockable for a turn. The only ninjas or turtles that they have on board that can attack is Raphael, the 1/3. So like that probably will not be like, you know, doing very much here.
Unlikely that them spending 4 mana to deal us 1 damage is good.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
12 is different from 13.
Does put us into a multiple of 3 life total. But
Yes.
but like, you know, probably unlikely that they'll do it anyways. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
to cover bases.
We should then probably start to talk about like what do our attacks look like this turn. Our 3/3s both seem to be able to attack somewhat well. They might trade with the Baxter Stockman, which we're pretty fine with.
Yeah, I think we'd be pretty happy to trade with the Baxter because like the Baxter represents some amount of damage as well that they can like start pushing through with their like 1/1. Like a 4/1 first strike vigilance is like really annoying to block, where like we don't really want to trade a creature for their 1/1, especially if we would have to like double block to trade. And like, you know, if we don't block it, like 4 to the face is like kind of annoying while they have these pinging things in play.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to take 4 to the face. Like, I would be considering a chump block there, which means the Baxter is certainly doing something quite relevant.
Yeah.
So probably we get to attack with these 3/3s this turn. And then there's this question of what else are we trying to accomplish with our turn, right? Like, we have their 7/5 removed, kind of. We could fully remove it, and that would get it off the board and make it so that we're not scared of taking all this chip damage when they're playing creatures. Or we could develop our own board. We could play this Shredder, which could maybe give, let's say, Splinter Death Touch, and give it a counter from the Mutanimals. That way we're attacking with 3 creatures, and we've deployed a second blocker to our side. So, just kind of maximizing our board presence. We could use this Grounded for Life. Just spend 5 mana to get rid of the Baxter and attack with both of our 3/3s, and they don't really have any clearly good blocks at that point. So yeah, where would you start thinking about this? Like, where does your brain first go in terms of a best available play?
Yeah, I mean, I think a good exercise to do at this point is just to look at all the options that spend all your mana, right? Okay, in this case, it's actually pretty not that difficult to look at these options because most of your options kind of cost 5 mana, right? Right?
Yeah.
So our options are really activate this uneasy alliance to get rid of their 7/5. We make a 1/1, which is actually a 2/2 because it is a ninja. So while Splinter's on board, it is a 2/2. And so we get a 2/2, and then we also get a counter on something, and we get rid of their 7/5. So we could do that with our turn. And plus some attacking. We can figure that out later. Or we could play our Shredder, which is also a 7/5 because of Splinter, and also give something a counter and give something Death Touch. Or we could play Grounded for Life proactively for all of 5 of our mana. Or we could play Uneasy Alliance and then hold up Grounded for Life if they attack with something that's tapped. But we kind of assume that they don't have it doesn't look like any of their things will become tapped when they attack, right? Attacking with Baxter looks a little weird, and if they're attacking with their 1/1, it's because it's a 4/1 with vigilance. So
Yeah, and unless they're using their total layer, they're likely not attacking us with Raphael. So
yeah,
unlikely that their stuff becomes tapped. But yeah, we have 3 main options, I would say. It's just which of the 3 options use our 5 mana.
Or 4 options, right? Activate Uneasy Alliance, play Shredder, play Grounded for Life, play Uneasy Alliance. I think
sure. I'm kind of discarding the play Uneasy Alliance angle.
Yeah. Because if we wanted to play that on something, it would be Baxter to prevent it from blocking this turn. But then we might as well just cast Grounded for Life to fully get it off the board, right?
And to use all of our mana. Yeah.
Theoretically, doing it for only 2 mana bluffs a little, having something a little better maybe, but that mostly seems worse. So yeah, 3 options.
All right. Well, yeah.
Okay. There's also the question of theoretically we could do some of these pre or post combat, and there's the question of where do we put counters if we have creatures entering the battlefield, right?
Agreed. Yeah, that's the details of each option. I think there are pretty clearly 3 main paths that we're taking this turn. How are we spending our 5 mana? And the question is, how do you weigh those, and then how do you figure out the details of each? Maybe those 2 are kind of flipped, depending. Maybe the details end up informing which one actually ends up being better. But yeah, I think just to kind of talk through them maybe in order that I see them left to right on board, let's talk about playing Shredder. So we play out this 6/4 that's actually a 7/5 with our Splinter. I get Splinter and Shredder confused a lot. They're S names that are black characters that one's a really good person and one's a really bad person, I believe, in the lore, but
yes, that's true. One of them is the mentor of our protagonist, and one of them is the main villain or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So weird to get those confused, but anyway. So we play that. It's a 7/5. We get a counter going somewhere, and we get a Death Touch going somewhere. I think the main question in terms of the Death Touch is, what creature do we most want to do we want to try to enable another attack besides our 3/3s, basically?
I think that our Mutanimals is, I think, pretty clearly not a great attacker. So, like, if we're growing it by one, it becomes a 3/2, and then I think they're like pretty reasonably trading it off with Baxter. Honestly, like, it's a like
Yeah.
scary card. I mean, maybe that's good for us, but like they could also double block if we don't give it Death Touch. I guess one line we could do is like play our Shredder, put a counter and give mute animals death touch. So like we now have three power creatures attacking, and they can either trade with Baxter or maybe like double block our and or double block our mute animals. But either way, it's like taking a lot of pressure off of us, and it's fine. And we don't need to keep our mute animals around. That's like reasonable, I think.
I also think like getting the Raphael off the board actually takes a lot of our life total pressure off, because 3 versus 2 with every creature they play is much different. Like I'm just much less worried if we're taking 2 every time they play a creature, because it's pretty unlikely they can kill us in like 2 turn cycles while chump blocking to survive with that. Whereas I'm a little worried. Like the main downside with this Shredder line is maybe we lose to some random thing that puts a bunch of bodies on the board next turn, or maybe we don't lose but we fall to 1 or fall to 3 or something in a way that's like really scary, and we have to like you know spend an entire turn getting the slash off the board, and then we're not developing, which means they can maybe like have enough time to ping us out with Raphael. I don't know. There's like scary stuff with just leaving this 3 damage on the board, and playing Shredder at least allows them to do that, even if it means they're taking some damage and they're making some suboptimal blocks.
Yeah. Like, okay, so here's the thing that I'm kind of arriving at. Little, but playing Shredder here, and like, okay, the reason you play Shredder is if you want to attack with 3 creatures. I feel like you could play Shredder and attack with 2 creatures, but like the point is like pushing damage. But my problem with that is that like in no world, there's no world where you can like literally attack for something that's threatening lethal, right? Like,
Yeah.
even if you attack with everything and they block with nothing, they would go to 1, which is not dead. And like obviously they can do better than that too. Like they can block or like, and you probably can't attack with everything. Like there's no world where you can attack, or I guess if you put a counter on Mighty Meat Animals and give Death Touch to Shredder, or sorry, to Splinter, mixing those up again,
You could
then
attack with all of them.
theoretically like they couldn't like eat anything for free, but even still, like, we have no way to like threaten lethal on them this turn. I guess my worry is, like we said, it's not likely that they can kill us, but like they could theoretically kill us if they untapped, right?
Yes.
Like
They could just take all the damage, fall to like 3 or something, and then do something weird that kills us on their turn. Which,
okay,
notably, I think we are pretty far ahead here. Like, we have many options that further the game in such a way that we are like substantially ahead this turn. So it's partially, when you're in that spot, a question of how do you minimize the risk that you lose, and often that can be taking a weird line that makes you win less but win more often.
let me paint a picture for you, right? We play our Shredder and we attack with 3 creatures. That's like the like baseline thing we would do with Shredder, right? Like our 2/3/3s and like either Splinter or Mutant Animals, depending on how we buff things. Okay, now we have 2. They go, okay, no blocks. You have 2 blockers left behind. Well, I have 3 attackers, so that means I'm guaranteed at least 1 point of damage. Let me play 4 creatures somehow. I don't know. There's like some ways of playing 4 creatures. They could play 2 copies of the like red-white hybrid 1/1 that makes a 1/1 that common, or like they could like play the rare mouser thing that you were talking about. I don't know. There are ways for them to put 4 creatures onto the board, which means that we are like theoretically risking death. And this is probably a small risk, but it's a risk nonetheless, right? And like it's one that we like as soon as we attack with 3 creatures, we are like fully taking on that risk that they could just go no blocks, kill you, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
worried
like,
that we're too far ahead to like take that risk.
yeah, I agree. I think like, I mean, you could say like we play Shredder and we just still attack with 2 creatures, and the goal of playing Shredder is to develop our board further and have a 7/5 that can attack next turn. Like,
Sure. Okay, but let's say we play Shredder and attack with 2 creatures. What if they like play 4 creatures anyways next turn,
yeah.
right? Okay, like if you're thinking about this world where they like have the ability to play 4 creatures next turn, it kind of sounds like we're not gonna kill them in that case, and it also kind of sounds like we're gonna like die to the Raphael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, again, it doesn't precisely sound like we're going to die to the Raphael, because that's still like we're
Well,
engaging in a hypothetical that where bad things happen, but like I agree that in the realistic place where we could die, the situation is still roughly the same.
yeah. Like okay. So like then okay, now that we've like figured out, okay, there's this line that might be appealing, but there's this like one thing that would really punish us and like cause us to like lose the game instantly, right? um the question then becomes, is there a different line that plays around that, right?
One obvious
Like one.
line is get this slash off the board.
Yeah.
So we could talk about that next. Like, what does that actually look like? So we spend 5 mana to get rid of this slash. Do we do that pre or post combat? We can talk about that. And then our attacks look like just attacking with the 3/3s, right? If we do it pre combat, we could get one of them a counter. Does that counter impact the quality of attacks that they have? A little bit. It forces a block with 3/3 and 1/3 instead of 3/3 and 1/1. Or even they wouldn't even have to block with 3/3 and 1/1. They just block with 3/3.
Like okay, if we have a 4/4 and they wanted to block our 4/4, they would double block with Baxter and Raphael instead of just blocking with Baxter to trade with it. That theoretically, like if they think that Raphael is the like most valuable piece on their board by far, then that could do something, because it like forces them into the double block in a way where like they have to give that like they have to give up their Raphael, or they have to give up both their 1/1 and their Baxter in order to take down the 4/4.
But this is
like,
entirely conditional on us removing slash, which makes the Raphael a less valuable game piece.
yeah, and like probably Baxter will be the more valuable one anyway. So like probably the 4/4 doesn't actually like do that much.
Yes.
Like because we have to tap out to make the 4/4, right? Like that's the whole point.
So
Like
then the
like,
combat is completely telegraphed. Yeah.
like if we just had a 4/4 right now, it would do something more, because like we could double block is more risky until like that. But given that we have to tap out.
I think you cut out a little bit there, unfortunately, which the recording doesn't always pick up. But the point you're making is still pretty clear. Like, if we tap out to make the 4/4, their blocks are still pretty clear. I guess the only real upside to it is if they choose to not block at all, then we are dealing 1 extra damage, which can matter. We'd be dealing 7, putting them to 4 instead of 5. So that can matter, especially because we have like a 1/3 menace, which can be difficult to block and get in like 1 extra damage at some point, or we can give it counters potentially. So yeah, like that breakpoint could matter. But I think overall, like, what does the board look like after we've made this play? It's a little bit tricky because it really depends on what's in their hand, whether they're like blocking or full taking, right? If they want to like get in and attack with this robot next turn, they would probably not block and just like attack with the robot, give us a difficult decision on whether to chump or to just take. Although given that we've gotten this slash off the board, taking the 4 seems a lot less scary. And so maybe we would choose to do that. And then if they want to just trade off and try to like play defensive and whittle down our board, and maybe, I don't know, they have a bomb in hand that they think can take over the game, then they would probably block 3/3. Like they would trade Baxter with, whichever creature we put the counter on, or whichever creature they want to that we didn't put the counter on. So I don't know, probably the mutant, because this one can come back. It doesn't really matter. It's unlikely to come back this game. And they would be falling to like 9, and they would have just a 1/3 and a 1/1 on board. And we would have our new ninja, 2/2. We would be pretty substantially ahead, I would say. It also, if we activated post-combat, would let us put the counter on whatever didn't die. So we would be netting like 1 extra power and toughness to our board, in theory.
That's like the main benefit of activating post-combat, plus also like it makes them like it gives them less information about what we're going to do. Like it
Yeah,
makes their
taxes their
decision a little
decision
harder
making
because
a
they
little bit.
don't. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they might be in fact more incentive. They could even be more incentivized to block because we could have a sneak thing. Who knows? You know.
True. And we in fact do have a sneak thing. So
Yeah,
I guess
and
we
then
could talk
if
about
they
like if
don't
they don't
block, we
block,
could
should we
choose.
just put in Shredder? I don't think so. Doesn't seem to do
Wait.
that much.
Actually, wait. No. Okay. Thank you for reminding me of this. We actually do have a way to present lethal. If we attack with, in fact, if we attack with both 3/3s and they don't block, I forgot that Shredder is buffed by Splinter. If they block
Oh wait, that
nothing,
is 11. Oh, I didn't even do that math. Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking it was 10 because I was either missing the pump from the Mutanimals or the Splinter. But yeah, we get both. And so it would just be 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 more from each of these creatures is 10, 11. So it actually does give us an out. Like if they just decide not to block, which, I don't know, looking at their board, it's not completely unreasonable. We do just kill them immediately. That's actually a really big upside that we weren't factoring into this line.
There's another question then. Is there a world where we should attack with Splinter as well?
Or like everything? Yeah, that's a good question. What would their blocks be if we attacked with everything? Because it's a very suspicious attack.
Well, yeah. Like, okay, the like face-up block is like 1/3 on 2/1, and well, it's not necessarily face-up, I guess, because like we like if we attack with everything, we do guarantee getting to like sneak in this Splinter. So if they block 1/3 on 2/1, it kind of just dies.
I don't think there's any fancy play syndrome happening where we could like sneak in the Splinter or the Shredder, sorry, and then bouncing the Splinter and then somehow get the Splinter back in to get the last pump. I don't think this works because we only have 2 black mana.
Okay. Okay. I think I like completely forgot to because you were talking up like okay playing the 6/4 like just pre-combat. I forgot that like sneaking it in is kind of powerful. I think so. Okay, if you attack with everything, they have 3 creatures, right? We already know that if they let 2 3/3s be unblocked, they're dead, right?
Yes. Agreed.
In fact, we also already know if they let like any creature plus a 3/3 be unblocked, they are just dead. Because
yes.
or okay, they could not if they let Splinter be unblocked. I guess.
Which is the most likely creature to be unblocked, right? Like I would assume that their blocks would be 1/3 on 2/1, 3/3 on 3/3, and then exactly what is left on block is 3/3 and 1/3. That I think are like pretty clearly the blocks they're going to make if we attack with everything, which is not great for us, I don't think. Although I guess right? Because what if we just sneak in Shredder and then put the counter on the Mutanimals?
Yeah,
that's actually pretty good. Maybe that's just the best line that was in front of us all along. Actually, wait. This might just be better.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now we're back to the funny part. Our line still theoretically dies to the 4 creature line. Okay, this line again still dies to the 4 creature line.
Wait, aren't we killing the 1/3 though? Why do we still die?
No, because so what happens is okay.
Oh, but we don't have any blockers.
If they think long and hard, like if we attack with everything, we have no blockers. They could be like, okay, I'm not gonna block with this Raphael. I'm just gonna go like 3/3 on your 3/3 and 1/1 on your Mutanimals, right? And if they happen to make that block, we have no way to kill them. I guess we're not dead because we could just choose to like say, okay, damage.
Yeah. We go to damage. We trade Mutanimals for 1/1 and 3/3 for 3/3. They take 4, and then we, I guess, pass with the grounded for life up.
We activate our thing. We still have 5 mana. We can activate our Amnesia Alliance, get our thing off the board, and then like.
Then they have just a 3/3. No, they have a 1/3.
they have just a 1/3 against
Yeah.
our Splinter, our 3/3, and our 2/2, our Ninja, which is a 2/2 because
Well,
of
that
Splinter.
also seems quite good for us. Like that seems like pretty
Yes,
unlosable.
I agree. Um, I guess they could do the no, okay, the worst block for us, I think, is they go, okay, I don't want to block with my Raphael because I have 4 creatures in hand. I'm going to chump your 3/3 with my 1/1, block your Mutanimals with
Yeah,
my
with 3/3, I see.
and then now we have to act, and that's awkward. because
Huh.
like because like it's no longer good for us if we just like say like okay damage because we're like just losing our mutant animals for free. Um,
The 1/1 is dead, and then we could pass.
well, we probably still like exile their 7/5, right? Like basically
Yeah.
like we have a 2/3/3. The difference
They don't.
between those two
So they can
lines is
attack
like
us for 4 in that case, right?
yeah, but like they're
That's
only
not as
just getting
bad
the
if
one
the
name per
yeah if
creature,
the
so it's
slash
not nearly as
is
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we would have 2/3/3s, a 1/3, and a 2/2.
So we have like 3 different sets of blocks, and I think we kind of have to decide. Oh no, we've lost Jason. Hold on. This should
No, for
be. We should be able to recover it. Are you back?
yeah, like sorry, what?
You like completely left the video room. You like
Oh,
blacked out from there. I
I think
think
my
you're fully
internet's having
back.
issues.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
you're good. You
So yeah,
continue. Yeah. We basically have like
so
3 sets of blocks they could make. Most of them are good for us. One of them is like unclear but like still not that bad.
yeah, so like the block that would punish us the most is like 3/3 on 2/1, so that like because that block punishes us more because like theoretically we are like maybe scared of them like killing us with like playing 4 creatures if if we just like put in Shredder and then like chumping our 3/3. Um, so then in that case, we could just go to damage. Say, okay, basically I've traded Mutanimals for their 1/1 for your 1/1. They have a 3/3 and a 1/3 in play. We have 3/3 3/3 1/3, and then we can exile their 7/5 and like end with 4 creatures to their 2, and we still have all our spells in
Oh,
hand.
and
And
we
it's
do
like
have a chump
not a
blocker.
terrible
That's
spot.
fair, or like a 2/2 really on our side. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
like, also like they have Baxter, but they don't have an artifact creature anymore. And like, if they play an artifact creature, we can like get rid of it.
It's
If
really
they
not that
attack, we can
horrible.
like double spell next turn. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. So maybe the line is just attack with all. Which is we both of us did not see this line coming into the episode. It's kind of funny how often we discover things that we weren't aware of coming in. The game
Yeah,
is really really hard and really really deep, guys.
yeah.
Okay. I guess we should probably just quickly. I mean, we're almost at time for the episode, but we should quickly just talk about what does it look like if we proactively cast this Grounded for Life on the Baxter and attack. What does that actually look like? So, what would we attack
It's
with?
like our three
Everything?
threes.
Our three
Well,
threes
again,
and
like
the 1/3. The 1/3 makes sense,
again,
right?
I'm still worried about this. Like, they randomly play 4 creatures line and deal us 12.
Right. I think
So
that's obviously that's the main worry is they just randomly play 4 creatures. But in that case, we would still have dealt them 6, maybe 7 if we attacked with our 1/3. We could chump with the
7.
Mutanimals if we need to. So let's say we dealt them 7, they went to 4, and then the issue though is they've played 4 creatures, and so we cannot clearly kill them now, and we are potentially dead to them just playing any one additional creature, or them being able to untap with Turtle Lair, giving a 1/3 unblockable or whatever, and that is
Yeah.
quite scary.
Basically my worry is that like they're like I think we're far enough ahead that we can play around them playing 4 creatures by just like getting rid of their 7/5, right? Like
Yeah.
basically I think
That's
okay, how I
that's
summarize
the
this is
fundamental thing going on, like in the spot in terms of analyzing. Are you ahead enough to play around this unlikely but possible scenario? And then the twist that we discovered was, oh, we actually have like a decently high chance of just killing them right away.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think like the point of the attack all is it gives us the highest chance of like either killing them or like if they block our if they block with their 1/3 specifically, then we can like take a more aggressive line because we're much less likely to die, right? Um, like if they made the 1/3 on Mighty Mutanimals block, then like then we can just take the more aggressive line.
Because we can put in Shredder, kill the 1/3, leave them with only the 2 damage per creature, and basically leave them without a board, and that's just like very good. Yeah.
Like the attack with everything is to bait them more into blocking with their 1/3 kind of, compared to like attacking with fewer things. And then like if they don't block with their 1/3, then we just get rid of their 7/5 to be very safe.
Or we kill them, depending on exactly what they're not blocking with 1/3 means. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. I mean, I can show the people what I actually did in this spot, which was I think correctly identified that getting this slash off the board was the thing I wanted to accomplish with the turn, to not be dead. And I was playing relatively quickly, and I kind of shortcutted to I want a counter before combat, and so I made a 4/4. Had them double block with 3/3 and 1/3, traded with that, and in this position we're still pretty far ahead, but I think even in the case of me taking that line, it would be better to do the exile post combat so I get the counter on the creature that didn't die instead of forcing the slightly more awkward double block, even though we're tapped out, so it doesn't really matter, and I'm still going to kill the 3/3. And then eventually I think we won this game pretty easily. I don't think it was super interesting. They like played a trick to sort of eat our 4/4, but it had Death Touch, so it didn't matter. They traded with some of our creatures. They played a rare, but we had just like enough removal in hand to kind of close it out relatively easily. Just, like, we fell to 4, I guess, but it was one of those games where you fall to a low life total, but it's sort of pretty deterministic the entire time that you're going to win. Cool. All right. Well, that'll be it for this episode. We'll probably have one more episode between now and when Strixhaven early access happens. Likely that will be another Turtles episode from the qualifier weekend. I'll find a different spot and we can talk about that, but definitely looking forward to Strixhaven and for the PT, getting to prep both limited and constructed with that new format. So that'll be fun. Until next time, everyone, you can find me at r-condon.bsky.social. You can find Jason at
JasonILTG pretty much everywhere. I've maybe started streaming a different game. Who knows?
What could that game be?
Probably not that much.
And until next time, go out and make some good plays.
Or slays.